Welcome to Media Beat on Mediabistro.com. I'm Danya Blaze, and we are joined today by Miss Marissa Meyer. She is the VP of Consumer Products for Google. Marissa, welcome.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you so much for coming. We're so geeked to have you here. So, Marissa, what was in the news a little bit recently was that you changed positions at Google. Previously, you were just in charge of search, and now your position has expanded a little bit. Tell us a little bit about what your new duties are compared to previously.
Well, actually, I moved away from search, and now I'm working on our geographic and local products, as well as some of our mobile products. And so this is a suite of products that includes things like Google Maps, Google Earth, Google Maps on your phone. But I'm also working on some new things around contextual discovery. How can we use a user's location and context to help them find what they're looking for, be that a search or be that something to buy or a restaurant to go and you want a recommendation. Those types of things are all things that I'm working on and really excited about.
Okay, and Google also has Google Places, which is in the location space.
It is. That's one of the products that I work on.
Now, how are you guys differentiating Google Places from what seems to be the leader in the location space, and that is Foursquare? What do Google Places offer that Foursquare doesn't?
Well, one of the things that Google Places offers is what we call Hotpot, and Hotpot has personalized recommendations. So you come to the service, you rate restaurants, and based on those ratings, who your friends are, as well as other people in the system who are very much like you, we're able to give you personalized recommendations on where to go, and we're the first such product to do that.
Okay, and in the location space, it seems to be very trendy right now, but a lot of the research shows that not everyone is really adopting it. The users aren't rushing to it like people anticipated. What are your plans for getting people to embrace location technology?
Well, I think a lot of this means that it's just very early. So it's a very fast-moving space. It's very interesting. That's one of the reasons I was really excited to move over and work on this area. But it's just very early, and so I think that we are still experimenting with what are the incentives, what are the rewards, what's the user value proposition? Why should I want to use a location-based service, especially on my phone, right? Because the phone has basically unlocked all of this potential. So part of it is, as there's more and more smartphones, I think there'll be more and more people using location. We're already seeing this with Google Maps for mobile. But I think that as this progresses and people get more deals, offers, better values, better recommendations on where to go, start meeting up with friends. I just got an email this morning from someone who saw that I was here in New York and ultimately said, hey, let's meet up. And I think once you start seeing more of those types of things happen, more users will adopt it.
Okay, and speaking of deals, the big news was that Groupon passed on Google's bid to buy it out. Why not just, now that has fallen through, why wouldn't Google just start its own Groupon-type coupon deal service?
Well, I think that when you look at our overall suite of services, especially around our advertising, we already have some things that are like this. We have things like coupons and offer extension ads that allow merchants to basically make offers to our users. And so we're looking at how can we take that technology and put it to use, especially in the location space.
Do you think that Google has grown so much that maybe startups, when you guys go to acquire a startup, that maybe the people who found these startups are a little bit hesitant because they feel like Google's so big now and maybe their vision will get watered down? Does that play it? Do you think that's an issue at all?
I don't, actually. I think that we have both a good structure for companies that get integrated into Google, because you're really tapping into our overall strategic need, but also our scale. So for the companies that get fully integrated, they get the benefit of scale. And we also have a new construct called an autonomous unit, where we basically will buy a company and leave it very independent. This is very similar to what happened with YouTube. We're also doing this with a company we bought called Slide. And so for those companies, they retain a large amount of autonomy. They're basically a startup inside of Google.
Great. So in segment 2, I want to talk a little bit more about some specific Google products that you oversee. So stick around. We are here with Marissa Meyer. She is the Vice President of Consumer Products at Google. This is Media Beat on Mediabistro.com.